Good morning and welcome to another market review session with the market trader. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and start with the risk disclosure. Wanted to remind everyone that all the content that's being published and distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security or fund. Use of this information is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. Future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation or an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way here, guys, wanted to move into the news portal and see what news we have ahead of us that we, I guess, anticipate and maybe sitting on the sidelines for. Okay. So here we are. We have at 9:45 a.m. today, we have S&P Manufacturing PMI, okay, reports coming in between 6:45 and 7 a.m. Okay. We have some ISM prices paid here at 10 a.m. We have ISM Manufacturing Employment Index at, again, 10 a.m. And then we have construction spending month over month at 10 a.m. Okay. We have Fed member Muslim speaking at 12:35. And then we have Trump making some investment announcement here at 1:30 Eastern time. Okay. So, I would say light in the way of news today. Nothing appears here beyond 10 a.m. that should necessarily impact the markets here. So something to be mindful of as we head into the markets today. Okay. All right. So now that we've gotten the review of the news here, we'll go ahead and move into the platform here and take a look at what the market is. Take a look at the actual market here. Okay. So here we are. Have a chart up of gold here. We're going to go ahead and turn off some of my indicators here. I'll leave those two on. Okay. And we'll take a look here at the daily chart. Okay. Since kind of like what we're looking at here. So we have, kind of a market that appears to have changed character some. Okay. So we have a price that's been heading higher here since the beginning of the year. Okay. And now we seem to be changing character here a little bit. Okay. We've kind of moved from a market that's been bullish to a market that's changing character from bullish to neutral now to bearish. Okay. Now we do have an inside bullish candle. All right. And in an area where we appears that we've reached some level of support here at around let's say 2850. Okay. And we had a not so much a gap open, but we opened higher for the day, okay, but still remain inside the bearish candle from Friday. All right. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, here we are. We have the you're starting to see some structure here where we're breaking some structure here to the upside. Okay. If I draw my channels here, you can see that price has made it above, okay, some structure here. Now we still have some structure above us. I mean, so we broke this bearish structure, okay, to the downside, And I would say the next area here of concern, I guess, for the bulls would be this an area of prior support, which was 2,900. Okay. So that's kind of an area that if we are indeed going to remain bullish, we need to get above. Okay. If we remain below it, then it kind of begs the question that maybe we will get another continuation move here to the downside. Okay. So 2,900 is kind of my, I guess, line in the sand here for the Bears. Okay, if they are going to maintain this structure here to the downside, and we're already seeing some signs here with the break of this bearish channel to the upside, this area here, this 2,900, 2,895 is a logical area for the bears to continue their trek to the downside in this market. All right. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, we're going to kind of stretch this out here a little bit. We're going to go ahead and open up our, I'm going to go ahead and remove the channel here. I think it served its purpose here. Okay, and I might entertain maybe a different channel here. But let's first start with the fixed range volume profile. Let's compare where price is in relation to Friday's volume profile. Okay, so we'll drag that across here, and you can see that price remains above. We had a little bit of I guess a gap open here, so there's a fair amount of interest in gold for the start of the day here. Okay, to the upside. All right, so we came down. We came down to a London level here, London ASR low, and we've rallied away from it. Okay, so this was kind of a logical place for to receive a rally. Okay, now currently we are above VWAP, and I'm assuming this is London here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at. Let's see what we got going here. We're going to go ahead and open up our anchor VWAP. Okay, I'm going to start it off at London here. Okay, and you can see that price is above our anchored VWAP as well. Okay, so last couple things that I want to add to this chart is I want to open up initial balance since the market has been open now for 10 minutes. I'm going to actually change this to yellow because I often look at initial balance in yellow here. So we'll modify this in yellow. Okay. So there's my initial balance range. I don't want to confuse it with my value area range. I use value as blue. Okay. So here we are. We have an initial balance range that is working its way above this anchored VWAP and this daily VWAP. We still have a fair amount of distance, I would say, to an area where I would expect that maybe we would get some sort of reversal in price. Okay. So as assuming that price is able to get above, let's say 28.85, let's say, okay, then I don't see any reason why we can't reach the highs of the day. Okay. That's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our price levels to this chart. Okay. So here are our price levels. I may need to modify my average session ranges here because these were done and reviewed before then. So let's spot check those. So we have average session range high with 28.94.30. Okay. And then we have average session range low at 28.71.80. Okay. So those both are kind of coming in as expected as far as levels go. Okay. So like I said earlier, right now, I think they're assuming we can get above 28.85, 28.87. Then I think there's a fair opportunity here for opportunity to maybe potentially reach ADR high. Okay, maybe back to some of the highs, not highs, but highs from Thursday. Okay, there's maybe a fair opportunity for that possibility to take place. If we are unable to break if we are unable to break above initial balance and sort of adopt what this bearish engulfing candle, then maybe we see another attempt at 2871. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I'm gonna let initial balance kind of drive my sentiment here. Okay. So we have this 30-minute candle here. It's kind of very much bearish. We have some selling kind of taking place here. So we have about 16 minutes before this current candle. Will be interesting for me to understand whether this candle closes below this level, whether it closes inside, or whether it closes above. And if it closes above, like I said, I think there's a fair amount of opportunity here to the upside. And in turn, there's also an opportunity, I would say, that if we do get below VWAPs here, that could lead to maybe a little bit of a move down to 2871 and potentially beyond. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here right now. If I had to decide on a direction, I would have to say, even with this selling wick, I would say as long as price remains above my VWAPs, that I'm bullish. The moment I get price below, then maybe I start to not just price below, but actually a close below. Then maybe we start to think about maybe a potential bearish trade in this market. So that's what I have kind of going in. I'm kind of looking to see where maybe extending my value area low here would be beneficial, because that would be maybe a potential target should we get a move beyond 2871. Value area low would be a potential target for that move. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the gold market. I'm just kind of looking here to see if there's any questions in the chat. There are none, so we'll go ahead and move on and take a look at the crude oil market. Okay, so crude oil. All right, so here we are. We have looking at crude oil. We'll start off with the daily chart. Okay, so daily chart looks like we are, I guess, creating somewhat of a leg here. I had some earlier analysis here that thought maybe we can get back down to 67 before we see another kind of reversal higher. Right now we have kind of a little bit of an indecisive candle here that is trying to honestly get higher. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn off this ADR and ASR here for a moment. And so again, we had a push higher. We had a retracement, kind of, I guess, to some degree, to kind of check the conviction of this move. And now we made an attempt to get to a higher pricing. That has been met with some selling for now. But we're starting to begin to, I would say, challenge. Okay. So, we were kind of in a steady bearish run here. And now we're starting to see, some more of equal participation from both sides here, right? We got a little push higher before it kind of sold off again, another push higher. So a more two-sided trading, and it's to be expected. If you look here to the left-hand side, you can see here that this is an area of maybe agreement in price earlier in the year and past year. Okay. So daily, I would say that is probably moving from bearish to maybe neutral. I'm seeing more in the way of overlapping candles here. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart is looking a bit more bearish. Bullish for me. Okay, we had a push higher. We had a retracement back to the same level that it was able to push out from. Now we have a developing bullish engulfing candle. I would say that if we do manage to get above this level here at 70, maybe 70.35, 70.40 here, that could lead to a leg up to 71 and potentially the highs of Thursday here. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I mean, we've had a push higher. Looks like we have not been able to get inside this territory below 69. So there seems to be a fair amount of interest at this 69 level. The question now becomes Morning Frizu. The question now becomes, can price get above 70.30? If price can get above 70.30, I would say that obviously we have this area here at 71, and potentially the highs of Thursday here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my ASR and my ADR. Okay. And you can see again that this 71 level is coming to fruition here a little bit. So we have 70, 80. Okay. So we're going to head and open up the 30-minute chart. It's going to bring in and then we're going to go ahead and change this from Asia to London here, ASR. Okay. So London, we're already kind of, looks like we're kind of peaking here on the London side. We're going to go ahead and open up my fixed range volume profile here. Let's see if I can locate that. We'll see where price is in relation to Friday's value range. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and drag that across here. All right. So here we are. Price is kind of flirting with getting above value area high. Well, it actually technically has. Okay. So the question now becomes, is this ASR area going to serve as an area of resistance, right? And if it's going to serve as an area of resistance, then this could be an area where maybe we make a little push up to that level, and then head lower. Okay, that's kind of one scenario that I see. Okay, we still have not. We're about 10 minutes away from the open of the market here, so I'm going to go ahead and keep an initial balance open here. But I'm going to move this line here that I had drawn earlier and kind of move it up to 70.52 because in the 30-minute chart, that's the level. 70.50 seems to be the level that it needs to get above in order to, I guess, continue this rally. Okay. So we had a nice reversal during London. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchored VWAP right around that turn. Okay. So we had a nice reversal at ASR low. Okay. Now price remains above both our anchored and our daily VWAP. Okay. The only thing that is causing me a little bit of pause here is the fact that we are up against or coming close to ASR high, which could offer us maybe a reversal in price to kind of continue this range that we've been in of late. Okay. If you look at this market, this has been a kind of a rangy market from 70.60 down to 69. Price remains contained in that range. So are we going to see the same? Are we going to see another move up to 70.39 during the New York session? At which point maybe we start to see maybe a little bit of reversal in price. The key for me is if this is going to remain bullish, I need to see price remain above 70. Okay, that is my line in the sand. If price cannot hold 70, then I would say that, there's another opportunity for us to maybe revisit 69. Okay, 69.30. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 30-minute chart. I'm going to go ahead and add my levels to this chart here. Okay, and there's my levels. Okay, here are my levels that I'm looking in this chart. Okay, so again, we're starting to see a little bit of kind of selling wicks here up at the top of the range. As we get closer to this set of sellers here, I feel like that maybe there might be one leg higher and one more leg before we see maybe a move below. Or we could easily get a break of this 70.40 level and head to these highs here. Okay, so kind of an interesting level. This I guess would make for an interesting level here, maybe for a reversal trade from its current move. But again, it's again, that value area high for me is going to be my reference level. If as long as price remains above value area high, I'm really not maybe super interested in a short. Now, if price does close back inside, maybe get below some of these VWAP levels, then maybe I can make a case here for a value area acceptance kind of trade, maybe back down to 69.50. Okay. So, but for now, I would say that, entering the market here and market's about open here in about 8 minutes, I would say that, I guess my view needs to remain somewhat bullish. Okay. Just because of the series of candles that we've received here. The only thing a cause of concern here is this area. This entire area seems to be an area where we could see, right? This whole area could be an area where we could see sellers step back into this market. Okay. We have average session range high. We have prior resistance areas. So this area could serve as an area maybe for a potential reversal in price. So I'm going to wait for the initial balance range to establish on this market here, which is still another a good hour away from taking place, and then decide. I'm going to let the market participants decide on the direction based on if it's able to make some sort of extension of initial balance. And if it's not able to make initial balance extension, then I'm probably looking at some sort of reversal in price of some sort here up at these levels above us. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil. I'm going to kind of pause here for a minute before I move into the equities and kind of encourage you guys to, hit the like button or the subscribe button or make some comment to, I guess, let me know that I am supporting your efforts here in understanding the markets. Okay. And again, continue to encourage me to come and provide this analysis for you. All right. And things of that nature. Okay. We also have, a membership on the portal. If you're looking for a deeper understanding of the markets and how to analyze them, we have a membership now available in the portal that you can take a look at and review there as well. Okay. All right. So now that I've gone through that aspect, let's take a look here at the equities. All right. We're going to go ahead and open up the equity of choice here, and that is the NASDAQ. Okay. So the NASDAQ has been making this trek here to the upside. Okay. So we'll go ahead and move into the daily chart. All right, daily chart, and take a look and see what the market is trying to accomplish here. Well, looks like we got a little bit of a gap open. Okay, so we got a gap up to 21,000, and it could lead to maybe another continuation move back to the highs. Okay. So very much a bullish candle here, right? The fact that it was the fact that it opened above, right, above the close of Friday's price, that's an indication that maybe buyers have kind of stepped into this market. All right, moving into the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is starting to give us a little bit of structure here. We still haven't made it above, I guess, officially, I would say 21,040. Okay. And then ultimately, I'd like to see price get above, say, 21,380. Okay. In order to start to kind of embrace the longs here. Okay. So we did get a little bit of break in structure here. Okay. We had a nice solid, a little frog in my throat here. Okay. So we have price, we had a nice engulfing candle here at the middle of Friday, and that produced kind of a continuation move, right? Nothing really has caused price to come back inside this area here. So starting to see, kind of a little bit more bullish activity, okay, of late, okay, in this market, right? If I, again, draw my little channel here that kind of extend this range, we get this nice solid bullish candle, and honestly we have not been able to close back inside it. Okay, so that's an indication of some bullish action here. All right, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Now we've reached some temporary levels here. Okay, we've reached ASR high here from London. Okay, now, and then we have ADR high here at 21,200. We are, I guess a bit away from our average daily. Our VWAP. Okay, we're a bit extended above VWAP, and then I'm going to go ahead and add our anchored VWAP for the start of London here. Okay, and that we're also above that. So right now, I would say that the market appears to be somewhat bullish. Okay. I'm going to open up my fixed range volume profile here for the start of Friday here. Okay. This is the start of Friday. Drag that across to the close of Friday. and you can see that price is well above value from Friday. Okay, so during the overnight trading over the weekend, overnight trading has also been relatively bullish. Okay, so what to make of this market? Well, I'm kind of looking here to the left hand side and seeing if there's anything that could impede the progress. Well, and sure enough, we're at that level, right? We're at a level of prior resistance that led to a sell-off in the market. Now we've reached that level. I can't say that we've gotten to necessarily the reaction that I would expect from that, right? Yet, okay, price remains above it, and I would say that it's not out of the question that we could maybe reach the highs of Thursday. Okay, not out of the question. What I need to see is price to get above, say, 21,130, and that could maybe lead us back to 21,400 and potentially beyond. Okay, so we're at an interesting level at the moment. Okay, a level where we've had some selling in the past. The question is it going to are the sellers going to step back into this market? Right now, what I'm seeing is that price is above some indicators here, is above value, is above our VWAPs. So again, it's giving me the impression that maybe there is some more upside opportunity in this market. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. Actually, add our price levels to this chart. Okay, so here's our price levels for this chart. We have ADR high here, or ASR high is coming in at 21,089. Okay, oops. 21,089 is average session range. Okay, not 22,000, but 21,000. That's a London range. Okay, this will change. This will change. Probably get a little bit closer to where we have ADR high here at 21,200. Okay, our ASR low is 20,807. So we'll have to change that. Oh, 807. Even, okay, that's our average session range low. Okay, and then we'll kind of move it. Yeah, actually, that's where we should keep it. Okay. All right. So that's kind of so again, we're at an area where we could see some selling. The question is, have we seen any sellers of yet? We're still 30 minutes away from this market opening, and sellers could potentially step in at these levels. Okay. Now, if we do manage to get above these levels, that certainly could lead to maybe a return back to the highs of the market. Okay. So we're at an interesting juncture or interesting location at the moment. We have some bullish structure. We're coming into an area of prior selling. Are we going to rotate down from this level? Okay. Or is this level going to be an area where we continue to continue higher? Okay. Right now, it's telling us that, since price it remains above, okay, both our anchored and our daily VWAP, that maybe there's some more upside opportunity in this market. But we do have the average session range from London high here in its way. Okay, so statistically, this seems like it would be an area where we would get a little bit of a pullback, and honestly, a pullback back to an anchored VWAP or a daily VWAP would not be something that would not be embraced by me, because again, I don't necessarily, if I'm bullish, necessarily want to risk all the way down to this anchored VWAP in order to support a bullish trade, right? That's the kind of stop you would need to really kind of embrace the longs here. Okay. So in any case, the market does appear bullish. I can't deny that. It is coming into an area where I could see maybe a reversal in price. All right. But that doesn't mean that it has to happen. Okay. This is a statistical level. We've gotten some reaction away from it, but I see a lot of buying wicks, right? I see a lot of wicks here on the bottom indicating to me that maybe there is some interest in taking this market higher. Okay. So that's kind of what I have for the NASDAQ. Like I said, we're about 27 minutes away from the open here. So I'm going to be patient and wait for the initial balance range to establish before I take on any sort of execution in any direction in this market. Okay. But I guess right now I would have to say that that direction appears that it wants to be bullish. Okay. All right. Moving on to the S&P. Okay. We're going to remove our drawings here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the daily here. All right. Daily also giving us an indication similar. We're starting to break a little bit of structure. Okay. To the upside here. If I draw my little channels here, you can see that this is the first candle that's broken above, right, my channel here to the upside. Okay. This could offer us maybe another leg. Okay. Another leg to the upside, right? Not out of the question. Okay. Thank you, Frizu. All right. So moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Here we are. We have, let's see, we're going to go ahead and remove the channel here. It's not offering me much in the way of clarity. So we're going to go ahead and remove it. I'm going to add, remove the ADR and ASR here for a moment, just to get a sense for what the market is trying to accomplish. And again, I would say that the line in the sand here for this market, similar to what we were seeing in the NQ, is this. I'm going to call it 66,000 level. Okay, that's kind of my line in the sand. Okay, it's kind of like bearish below, bullish above. Okay, if price cannot break and hold above 6,000, I have no business in going long in this market. Okay. I need price to break some prior structure in order to support longs here. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart again. We're below that 6,000 level I kind of marked. Okay. We are above our daily VWAP. I suspect we are above our anchor VWAP from London. Okay. So we're both above. Okay. Again, similar to the NASDAQ. It appears that the market wants to head higher. Okay. Looking at I'm going to open up the ADR and the ASR, and similar to NASDAQ, we're at these levels. Okay. We're at these levels of that could potentially produce a reversal. It doesn't have to, right? It is a statistical level, and we could be in a sustained move to the upside here. No doubt, right? We had a little bit of, again, similar to the NASDAQ. We had a gap open higher. Okay. So gap open higher, that means that there's a fair amount of interest to the long side. Okay. So a lot of players came in and were willing to pay a premium. Okay. Willing to pay a premium to get back in, to get inside, to get in on this instrument. Okay. Now, the question is for me is that in order for me to really embrace a bullish trade, I really honestly need to get above 6,000. Okay. If I get above 6,000 and hold above 6,000, then maybe I can participate on sort of the retracement back to 6,000, at which point that should lead us to another leg higher. Okay. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now in the ES. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the start of the Friday session until the close of Friday session. Again, very similar to what we were seeing in the NASDAQ. You can see that price is well above value. Okay. At 5907.75. Okay. So again, very much, we seem to be in a very much bullish move in this market here. Okay. Let's take a look here and let's go ahead and add our price levels to this chart. Okay. So here are our price levels. Okay. So here are our price levels. So I'm going to kind of spot check our average session ranges because that would have probably adjusted here with the London session. Okay. So that's 59.93.25 is our average session range high. Okay. And then we have, what was that? 59.40 as our average session range low, 75. So I'll adjust that as well. Okay. That's our average session range low here. Okay. Session range low. Okay. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to adjust here. Again, it does appear that heading into the market that we've kind of come into a market that's looking a bit bullish. Okay, I would say again that this 6,000 level is going to be important for me. If we can get above that, then I would say that we maybe get back to 60-20, maybe to some of these highs here. Okay, that we have here on the left hand side. Okay. So I guess we still have a fair amount of hoeing, I guess, that we need to do on the bullish side to get through. Okay, we got 6,000, we got 6,010, and then 6,020 before I would say that we can really embrace the possibility of a bullish, strong bullish move above. Okay. All right. Just gonna add these, kind of make sure that we have this visible here to everyone. Put this down center. Okay, so I'm going to be waiting again, similar to NASDAQ. We'll wait for this initial balance range to establish. Once the initial balance range is established, I'll be keen in watching what direction they want to take this market. Okay, whether they want to continue on the bullish side, which is what it appears to be the case, or whether this area is going to provide us, a logical opportunity to maybe, see maybe a little bit of a retracement in the market. Okay. We're at a level, okay, a logical level where we could see some sellers here, right? Look to the left. This area is surrounded by some sellers. Okay. So it wouldn't be out of the question to see some sellers potentially step into this market. All right. Now that I've gotten through the ES here, we'll close off our session with the Dow. Okay, so we'll take a look at the Dow. Okay, we'll start off with the daily. Okay, daily chart. Okay, similar to the other markets, we did get a gap open. All right, we have a gap open. So again, some interest here. I don't know what happened over the weekend, but something over the weekend has kind of convinced folks that the best path forward in this market may be higher. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart. For our chart, again, we got a solid bullish engulfing candle, Marubozu candle here. Very little in the way of wicks, and you can see here that price has not been able to even attempt. Well, I mean, they've attempted, but even closing has not been in the cards here. Okay, so very strong move here to the upside in this market. Okay, we're starting to break some structure here. I would say the next logical level here on the 4-hour chart that I would maybe be wanting to pay attention to is this level here at say 44,000. Let's call it 340. Okay, this 44,340 was a prior level of resistance. Okay, and that could potentially impede the progress that's being made in the Dow as we speak. All right, 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart, again, similar to the other equities. We're up at these levels, up at average session range high. We're above our daily VWAP and our anchored VWAP here. Okay, so again, until we start, breaking some structure to the downside, until price gets below our VWAPs, then we really have to think about maybe a continuation. I think the only thing that stands in the way of this is that we're coming on to some statistical levels. We have average session range high at 44,063, and then we have our average daily range high at 44,189. Either of these levels could impede price, right? It could cause price to to fail at these levels. Okay, you could get something along these lines. Okay, not out of the question. Okay, so again, ideally, if I'm a buyer, I'd like to be a part of this market, maybe down at VWAP or maybe down at these average daily ranges lows. These are areas where I can reasonably manage my risk. These areas up here, I have to take a fair amount of risk, maybe for an opportunity that may not be more than maybe a 1-to-1 trade. Okay, something to keep in mind here. Okay, so I don't have really any levels, so I'm just going to kind of call out and maybe add some levels here. So we have 40. I'm going to say I'm going to call it 44,200, 44,200. Okay, as my average daily range high that I'm going to be kind of keeping an eye on. Daily range high here. Okay, we have average session range high just above 44,000. 44,063 is our average session high. Okay, all right, and then we have our value high, which I don't think I've drawn yet. Let's go ahead and draw that in. A fixed range, okay, from Friday. Okay, there we are. Drag that across to the close. There we are. You can see that we are well above value, like all the other equity markets. Okay, so I'm going to put, I'm going to add here 43,584 as kind of an important level. Okay, you know, price could head all the way down there, and that would be a more logical place to take an execution to the upside. Okay, if it's able to remain above value area high. Okay, and then we have some intermediate levels here. We have average session range high at 43,677. Okay, that's our average session low. Okay, and then below that we have our average daily range low at 43,650. 43,650 is our average session low. Okay, and we have value area low. Point of control is also down at this level at 515. We'll add that there. 43,515 is our point of control. And then I think the only last piece that I'd like to track here, if I have it, is settlement. So I'm just going to pop this open here a little bit. 43,889 is our point of control. Okay, 43, not point of control, settlement. 43,899 is our settlement price. Okay, basically the price that the market closed at on Friday. Okay, so that's average here, and then this will be settlement. Okay, so these are the levels that I'll be tracking in this market. Okay, so yeah, so with that, guys, unless there's any other questions on these markets, I'm just gonna maybe kind of summarize this a little bit. So going into gold, gold does appear to be somewhat bullish. Okay, again, similar to some of these equity markets, where we are at some levels here that could cause reversals. The Dow, the crude oil also, I think, is looks to be somewhat bullish, but again, coming into some areas that could cause price to fail. And then the same holds true for the equities markets across the board. We've seen some sort of bullish price action in the Nasdaq and the ES and the Dow. The only thing that is causing maybe a little bit of pause here, and that is the fact that we are at some statistical ranges on the highs of those statistical ranges, and that could easily cause price to kind of reverse and fail at these levels. Okay, so that's kind of what I have today for today's market. Again, please don't hesitate to hit the like button, make a comment or two in the portal if you review this video later, on how this analysis has supported your I guess understanding of the markets. Okay, and then if you want to be alerted of future sessions like this, analysis sessions, educational sessions, then don't be shy with the subscribe. And then obviously, if you want to even become even further involved into the portal, that we do have the various membership levels for the portal that you could also entertain. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it for me, guys. We have about 12 minutes before the market opens. I'll leave it to your kind of final preparations and plans for the market. I think always we want to come in with a plan on how we are going and what we're going to wait for in the markets before we participate in them. So I'll leave you guys to that. And then as we close every session, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have an excellent day trading session. And I will catch up with some of you later today in group coaching or in the Top Step Discord server. Okay, until then, happy trading.